Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from RTILA, and I want to show you how you can write into forms or interact with elements that are inside an iFrame. So we're going to use a sample website which is a business.site, which are, I think, the website that Google generates automatically for businesses on Google Maps that do not have a website. So let's just take a random example that we got from the community. And I'm going to make more space, so I'm going to hide the preview down there. I'll close this. And let's start with some commands. So the first thing we need to do is to click on the button Angebot. So probably in English it would be something else. So I'm just going to do that, Angebot einholen. And then I go to the CSS locator, I click this button, it gets me the right CSS locator. I'm going to add some wait time. I'm going to wait, make sure that I wait maybe 5 seconds just to be sure. Let's test this button. There it opens up this window, you see. And now the reason why some of you are not able to fill up these information in these fields is because actually this looks like a pop-up, but it's not a pop-up, it's an iFrame. And if I right click and I use developer tools, even though we are inside RTILA, I want to show you. So I use the selector developer tool, and then I use this. And I'm going to go and I go to the most top element of this window. And then you see here, it will bring me to that section. So this is the section that has the form, and the form is actually on the next section here, snap form frame. And if I open this up, you see there is an iFrame. And an iFrame is always tricky to deal with. So the iFrame has a... Does it have a unique ID? Yes, it has a unique ID here, but it's a number. It may change. It also has a name. So we have to target this iFrame. And if there is only one iFrame, maybe we can just use iFrame. Otherwise, we need to use a custom command for this. And we have that custom command that can allow you to do that. So if you can go to the website and download our custom command called get target element in iFrame. Maybe I can show you right now. So if you go to rtila.com and then you go to the marketplace and then you just search what we have for iFrames here. So you can, this one gets you the iFrame URL. This one can target and interact with elements inside the iFrame. So we will be adding this video in here. So you just go ahead, you log in and then free purchase and you download this custom command. Once you download it, you come into RTILA, and when you open up the command panel, you go to custom, and then you upload the zip file that you got from downloading that custom command. You just select the zip file, click open, and then you will add it up in here in your custom commands. So you can see here I have a lot of custom commands that we have done with the team recently. And then I just look again for the iFrame command, and I'm going to take iFrame selector. I think that's how it's called. And then I'm going to add it here. And here you see it tells you that you need two CSS locator, one for the targeting the iFrame itself and one for the element inside the iFrame. That would be the form field that we want. So let's start with the name. We want to fill up the name. So my first activity is that I need to find a unique iFrame CSS locator. So let's just use iFrame, and I'm going to use this attribute which doesn't have value, ng non-bindable, and maybe that will do the work already. So this says that it's an iFrame that has ng hyphen non hyphen bindable, and hopefully there is only one iFrame that has this attribute. Now let's dive inside the iFrame. There is a document, so I'm going to go inside the document. There is an HTML tag. I'm going to go inside. It's not in the head, it's in the body. You see, every time I highlight here, it highlights in blue on the left side. So that means that that's where our stuff is. So you keep going inside. I'm going to go inside this div until I find the area where the form fields are. I'm going to go there, not there. It's inside this one. Okay, are we getting closer? Yeah, we're getting closer. So this div has the name input field. And then if I go inside, it has two divs. This one is the separator line. This one is the input. Let's open it. And then here, what do we have? We also have two. This is a line. This is GS name. So it's inside this one. So if I go, finally I get input, type text, and I need to find this particular, I need to target this particular input field. So let's see if we have, you see we have area label name, that is unique. So I'm going to use input, and then this attribute and this value. So here, once I am inside this iframe, I just look for the next input, and then rectangular open bracket, I paste my attribute and its value, and then I close it, and this is going to target this name here. You see when I go here, it's going to target this element, and we can write inside of it. So I'm just going to write Mohammed find you. Hopefully it works, and then I'm going to write inside its inner text value. We're going to try first if inner text is the right attribute to write. And here, in terms of action, I can insert this text. I could read, I could click, but in this case, we're going to insert what I have in there. So that's what we're going to do. And then I save, and let's just put a wait command. Let's just wait 10 seconds so that we see if the thing is getting filled or not. There we go. So 2 steps. We click first on the Angebot einholen, which I made a typo, einholen. We wait for the pop-up to open with the iframe. Then we target this iframe, and then once we are inside that targeted iframe, we target this specific input field, which has area label equal name. Okay, let's run it and see if we're lucky and if we can shoot it at the first attempt. Let's go here. All right, so I'm hands off right now. Normally it's going to start to fill up something in the name, or if it does not, yeah, Mohammed find you. You can see there, it got Mohammed find you in there. That means that we got it. We can write into this form, and we can do the rest. So let me show you how to do the rest. So let's reopen this project. And let's reopen this window, and then I go back into my iframe. So now what you can do is you just duplicate this. And let's rename this. This one was iframe selector input name. You know, you organize yourself. Now the next one is iframe selector, and I want to put input phone number. That's the second one. And you go about like that, and then the only thing you need to change here is that the iframe remains the same, it worked. You need to find what is the area label or another unique ID of that input for telephone number. So let's go back in there, developer tools. I go back to this, I click here. So I'm getting, where am I getting? No, so let's see if I can click here. You see, even the normal browser selector is not able to interact with this iframe. So let's do it manually, the long way. It's inside this, it's inside this, it's inside document, then we go inside HTML, and then it's in the body. Every time it gets blue on the left, that means it's in there. We're digging, this is the one. We're digging in here, and then we're digging in here, we're digging in here, and then, so for sending the form, you will have to go in here. But for filling up the phone number, we have to go inside here, inside this one. See, the phone is inside this div. So let's go and catch the phone. So this was our name. This is the phone. So let's see what is the unique attribute that we can use for the phone input field. And it's not this. Is it this? Yeah, this is like the default value. So here we are, input and type tel or area label telephone number. So, you know, we already used area label. I'm just going to use now telephone number. And I'm going to copy this value, and I replace name by telephone number, and boom, it will fill up. So here, let's put a phone number. 000007. James Bond is here. And then this is done. So you do the same for email address. It probably, if I look at it right now, let's do it even now, then we're done with this form. So if I go here, that's the email address block. I go inside, and then this is the comment, so it should be in here, and in here I'm going to find the input field. Here it is. It's type email and area label email address like this. I'm going to copy this, clone this, rename it, input email. And then instead of telephone number, I put email address, which there is a star there. That's, oh yeah, then we have to use the star because it's also in there. Email address, so let's try that. So now I fill up the 3 forms, and there is another field which is kind of like a comment, I guess, this one here. So let's also settle that. Then nothing hopefully escapes us. There it is. What is the area label? If it has an area label. So if you don't find an area label that is stable, which is the case here, it doesn't have an area label, you can use something else that looks unique. So data initial value placeholder. Ich habe noch einige. So this is like the initial placeholder value that is unique to that field. So what the best way we wanted to cover this in the advanced CSS course, but let me give you a preview of how you deal with this. So let's copy the whole attribute here and its value. So I did Control-C, and now I'm going to duplicate this, and this is let's just call it. So how can we help you? That's what they say. How can we be of benefit? So this is input. Let's call it message. And the way you do is that it's still an input, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do open bracket. I'm going to throw all the stuff that I had here, which is the complete placeholder, and then the complete placeholder is in between double quotes, which is good. It starts with double quote, and then ich habe noch einige Fragen. So maybe we don't want to take risk because they may change 1 or 2 words. So I'm going to remove all the stuff except the double quote, and I just target ich habe, I have. And then what you do here is that because this is not the complete value of the attribute, I'm going to put star just before the equal. So if I put star before the equal, it means that it's going to target any input field that has a placeholder that star equal contains, that contains ich habe. So if there is ich habe in placeholder attribute for an input field, I'm going to hit it, and that should do the job. And then here I will put this is my question. All right, that should do the job. So now we've seen a different way or using a different attribute with this very useful tool of using the star to target an attribute that has a value that contains what you have. So like if for example there was ich habe and then you see some random stuff like that, like this, that they generate automatically, you remove that random stuff and you only keep what makes sense and may be stable, and then you put the star, and then you're good to go. I think you got the concept. We're getting to the end. I'm going to clone it one more time, and now what we're going to do is that we're not going to input, we're going to click senden. Click senden to send the form. So still we are in the same iframe. Now we need to find the unique attribute for that senden button. Bear in mind that behind this page there may be another button, so we really need to find a button that is unique. Well, actually inside this iframe there is only one button. It's here, you see. When I hover over this div, it highlights the sending button area, and then this, you see, apparently goes into the button, and it's a div with role button. Let's go and look what is inside. Inside is some random stuff that is not usable for us, so we need to target this element. What is this? It's a div that has role button, and maybe it's enough. Let's try that. So div, and then I'm just gonna copy the whole role equal button, and then I delete here, and then this is a div, so I start with div, and then open rectangular bracket, close rectangular bracket, and inside you throw the whole attribute and its value, and that does the job. That's going to target the div that has role equal button. And if it's not enough, we can come back and add some other attributes to make sure that this is unique. But I think this should do the job, and it should work. Now what I need to do, we also need to add some wait time. So here, yes, we can wait 10 seconds, but then I copied all the others no need the 10 seconds because we're just filling the form. So I'm removing the waiting time so we can test faster. Remove the waiting time here. And I remove the waiting time here. And also there may have email verification, so I cannot just put 007 in the email because I copied from the phone number. I'm going to put Mohammed at yopmail.com. Okay, so we're filling up the name. Okay, we're filling up the phone number. We're filling up the email address. We're filling up a message, and we're hitting the click button, send in, inside the iFrame, and that should do the job. And then after that, you will wait 10 seconds. Let's try our luck. Run it now. You see, it filled up everything except, this is my question. I filled up the wrong field. I don't know how we manage. We're hacking the website. We're filling the stuff, and I think it clicked submit button. So let's correct that. I modified some stuff that is not supposed to happen. Let's go back in there and input message. I'm not getting the right thing. Let's go back into developer tools, and we want to be in the iFrame, and then we need to do again the same parkour. Go inside here, inside here, inside here, and then inside this one, inside this one, inside this, inside this. Okay, so this was, where is it? So ich habe noch einige Fragen. That's what I missed. It's in this block, and then it is email. It is then, should be this one. This one is it's being highlighted, but I'm writing in the wrong elements. I should be writing inside here. And this is what we've done, I think. Inside this div, and this one, text area. So text area, maybe I should use this text area. Oh, I made a mistake. It's not an input. It's a text area that has ich habe. So that's my mistake. It's a text area. So I used the wrong attribute name. So it's not an input. It's a text area. And that's it. That was the mistake. Let's try again. We're going to be spamming these guys. I could have put a wait time before we hit send so that we can see what we're doing. So let's see if it fills up everything. And yes, this is my question, went into the right place. And then it clicked send. So it's working. I think it worked. So let me know, guys, how it goes. But we will cover this much more in the lesson, in the course actually, a lesson about CSS level 2. But this is already a preview of what you can do once you understand a little bit more CSS. I'll be sharing this template for you guys to learn from and edit and enhance. Thank you.